rose in the dark. I had to grow the rose in the dark. I had to grow the rose in the dark. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hold on a little longer. It'll be right. It'll be right. It'll be right. Hold on a little longer. It'll be right. What's up, family? Y'all come in. Y'all say hey. Y'all say what's up. Y'all say hey. Y'all say what's up. Y'all say hey. Y'all say what's up. Come on in. Come spend some time on this Thursday with your girl. Come on in. Spend some time on this Thursday with your girl. Y'all already know how it goes. When you come in, say what's up. I had to grow the rose in the dark. I got a song for y'all. I want y'all to go listen to that song. I had to grow the rose in the dark. Yeah, y'all need that song. Miss Seymour. Go listen to the song Rose in the Dark. Rose in the Dark. Let me go get the artist name. By Cleo Soul. Rose in the Dark by Cleo Soul. Any of my sacred sisters in here, y'all go and listen to the song Rose in the Dark by Cleo Soul. If you feel like you have been in a space where you feel stagnant, you feel unhappy, you feel like you don't know what's going on, go listen to the song Rose in the Dark by Cleo Soul. If you've heard the song before, let me know that in the chat too. Hold on a little longer. It'll be right. If you've heard the song before, you can let me know that in the chat too. Rose in the Dark. Go listen to that. If you feel like, you just don't know what's going on. Yes, Rose in the Dark, Cleo Soul. Go check that out. Anytime a song comes up in my head like that, anytime a song is like downloaded to me in that way, I automatically know that the song is being channeled for somebody. Now, here's the thing about that. When them songs come up, family, you got to go and listen to them. Go listen to it and go see how it resonates for you. Go listen to it and go see how it resonates for you. I need y'all to do that. I need you to do that for yourself. Do that for yourself. Rose in the Dark, Cleo Soul. She's so good. She has such good, beautiful music. All right. So let me say what's up to y'all in the chat real quick. What's up, Eileen? What's up, motherfucker Cole? What's up? What's up? I don't know why my camera be just going off like that out of nowhere. What's up, Naja? What's up, Justin? What's up, Inafin Chaka? What's up, Miss Seymour? What's up, Love? What's up, Tangela? What's up, Micah? What's up, Mr. Daydreamer? What's up, Hathor? What's up, Sophia? Hope I said that right. What's up, G? What's up, G? How you doing, Janera? What's up, Justin? What's up, Carolyn? What's up to y'all? Let me know in the chat how y'all doing. Let me know in the chat how y'all doing. How is life treating you right now? How's life treating you right now? You can be honest. You can be honest. This is a safe space. You can let me know what's going on. All right. Don't. You can let your sister know. What I know is that our ancestors be coming through, and we need to be going to go visit them. And I don't mean going to go visit them at a cemetery or nothing like that. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. Okay? That is not what I mean. Shout out to all y'all that's saying getting attuned, you're creating, you're marvelous, you're doing great, good. Good. Y'all, last night, I just got to tell y'all this story, which really inspired this video. Last night, Dream and I were up, I don't know, probably 12 o'clock at night. We're talking, we're being silly. And my family is from Crockett, Texas. My family is from Crockett, Texas. And Crockett is a small country town where the graduating high school class is probably like 20, you know, where everybody knows everybody. It is where it's just a small country town, you know, it's a small country town. It's the type of country town where blacks and whites, they're not like, it's not like a heavily racial town where like they go against each other, and it's not that. It's just country. It's country where everybody love everybody mess with everybody, where like your best friend, you know, your best friend could be a country white boy or vice versa, right? And so we were having a talk last night. Hold on, y'all. Somebody call you back shortly. We were having a talk in the middle of the night. I don't know why. We started talking about buying land. And I was like, yeah, we need to get us some land in Crockett. You know, that's where my family is from. We got to get us some land where the family is at. My family already owns a large plot of land. They already own a large plot of land, but where the land is at, there are no lights. Any of y'all ever been in a country atmosphere where it is so country, it is so rural that they don't even have no street lights? They have no lights. Have any of y'all ever been in that type of country? Let me know in the chat. Any of y'all ever been in that level of country? That type of country? Like, it's so country that the county, the town, they won't put lights out there. They don't feel like lights out there would actually work. Like, it's too much work to put lights out there. That's my family. Yeah. So I love it, Naja. So true. It's so dark outside. You can literally see all the stars. Like, if you live in the city, you'd be like, shit, there's barely any stars out there. You go to the country, you see all the stars. It's amazing. That's why we love it. That's why we love going out there so much, because you really get to connect with the earth. We love it. So we were having that conversation last night about damn, this conversation was so good. It was so good last night, Dream and I were having, because my family owns a church out there in this country ass land where there are no lights. I literally asked my grandma, I said, Grandma, why don't they put lights out here? Like, why don't they put lights out here so that we can, you know, build and grow out here? And she literally said, She literally said the country won't do it. The town won't do it. The county won't do it. It's too difficult. Because to get to the land that we own, you have to drive down this one skinny, tiny dirt road where two cars can't even fit at the same time. It's only one car that can fit at one time. And you got to drive down that road in the middle of trees, right? And then once you finally drive, maybe even, I don't even know, babe, how long was it? At least like 20 minutes, just straight down one dirt road in the middle of trees. It's a ways in to this woods that you have to go into to actually get to my family's land. It's crazy. I don't even understand it. And last night, Dream and I, essentially, we time traveled. Which goes hand in hand with Dream's video that he did yesterday about the electrons and about these universes that we are able to weave in and out of. Well, we did that last night, simply through our conversation, right? So we were talking about buying land, and then some way, somehow, my family's land had came up, and we were like, damn, when we went to that church, we went to a church. Okay, Dream says it was about 10 miles. So so you have this main county road. I want y'all to see this. You have this main county road, and on both sides of the county road is all trees. And then there's a dirt road that you can turn off the county road. When you turn on that dirt road, you got to drive about 10 miles until you get to just straight land where some of the trees have actually been cut down. It's amazing, but it's scary at the same damn time, right? And me and Dream was talking last night. We was like, ooh, what if we went out there, just me and you at nighttime? It's just us. I bet you, this Dream talking about, I'll bet you we'll see slaves running around up in that mud. I bet you will see, spirits actually moving around and existing and living and still encompassing that land. The land that I am speaking of, my grandmother was born on that land. My grandmother was born on that land. And my grandmother is the first of 13 children. She was born on that land. And the thing that they built and the only thing that they maintained, that they maintained on that land was it's like a cobblestone church. The church is so tiny, the church is so small, and that is the only thing that they've maintained on that land. All of my family members are buried on that land. All of them. My great-grandmother, my grandfather, all of their siblings are all born on this land. It's our family's land. But there's no lights out there. So literally, when it gets to a certain time of day, 5, 6 o'clock, it's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and hit that road. You don't want to be out here. You don't want to be out here when that sun go down. You don't want to be out there when that sun go down. Me and Dream talking about, let's go there. Let's take some ayahuasca and be out there on the land, feet in the grass, and just see what happened. I was like, nigga, that would be scary as hell, right? Don't act like you too spiritual. Don't act like you too spiritual to get a little fright, right? A little scare. Because I'm telling you, this is ancient land. It is ancient land. And there is so much wisdom on that land. And more than slaves, I have family who was indigenous to that land. Yo, we got so much land out there. I'm like, Grandma, like, what can we do? She was like, babe, ain't really nothing we can do because the county would have to determine that that land was worthy of them putting some light poles out there. They're not going to do it. So Dream and I was having a whole conversation about that. But as we were having this conversation, we literally could see ancestors. It was like both of us at the same time traveled to years and years ago, right? And just envisioned what was taking place on that land. It was so amazing. It was even in the visualization, it was kind of like, ooh, shit, like this is intense. Even in the visualization, it was intense. Because we done been down that back road, right? We done been to the small church. We've stepped foot on that land. I've stepped foot on that land multiple times. Dream got to step foot on that land 2 times, with us doing stuff with my family. And it's just so amazing how the land holds on to so much energy. Like literally the times that we went to that church, right? We went to that church. I don't know what was happening at the church, but we went, right? And that was probably one of the last times we ever been to church, right? And we weren't going to church to like praise and worship or anything. We were going to that church because like my grandma was having some type of event and we were going there to support her. And it was only like 10, it was probably 20 people in the church. 10 of the people came with us. 10 of the people came with us. So this church had about 10 people that come in and do their praise and worship at this church. And you could see that those people who still came to that church regularly, you could see that they were caught up in a time warp. You could clearly see that they hadn't transcended. You could see that they hadn't jumped timelines. They had not jumped timelines. It was amazing. So when I'm saying go and visit your ancestors, I'm saying you can astral project, you can visualize. I'm saying you can go visit these spaces using the power of your mind. That's what we did. That's exactly what we did. And we were able to see and experience so much. We had to come out of it. We had to stop talking about it. We had to come out of it because it was just so real. It was so real for us. And so Spirit just wanted me to tell you that you can gather so much knowledge, you can gather so much wisdom, you can gather so much information by simply doing the time travel in your mind. So if you know that your family originated in a specific space and place, you can go and visit them. Y'all, in Dream and I's visualization, in us simply, we're literally in the bed talking about buying land. Some way, somehow, the conversation got to buying my family's land, right? Or even just doing something with my family's land. But it's hard to do something with that land because literally they barely get electricity out there. I don't even know how that church is running. There are literally no light poles on that land. And it is 10 miles through woods to get to it. But us simply having the conversation while laying in the bed at night, all the lights are off in our room. We were able to see it. We were able to experience it. And a part of the conversation that was so dope, a lot of y'all from here are from like North Carolina, South Carolina, right? A part of the conversation that was so dope, some of y'all know this, but I went to college in South Carolina. I went to college in South Carolina, and driving through South Carolina to get to that old country town of Orangeburg, South Carolina, driving through South Carolina was my first time ever seeing cotton fields. And I was telling Dream this last night that I didn't even know at that time, because when I've seen the cotton fields, I could see the slaves picking the cotton. I could see that. And then it wasn't until I came into my spirituality where I was like, damn, I really could see that. Even though there were no slaves in that field, there were no human beings in that field at that moment. Because now we got the technology. It takes too much time for people to be out there picking cotton. This is why we have these different tractor trucks and all of these things like that. But as we were driving by it, I literally could see slaves in that field. And I was like, damn. And then after I thought about it, I was like, oh my God, Spirit was showing me what the ancestors were doing years and years and years and years and years ago. And it was the land. It was the land that reminded me of that. Literally, I'm in the car driving to South Carolina. I look to the side and I see slaves picking cotton, but this is in 2000s. So clearly there aren't slaves out there doing it now, but the land holds so much information. The earth holds so much information that simply, stepping foot on those grounds or simply visualizing and visiting those spaces, you can be reminded of what was taking place there decades and decades and decades ago, centuries ago. Some dope stuff. I mean, it's so amazing. Even when I went to Charleston, South Carolina, and I was there with my volleyball team. And I'm from Houston, Texas. So my energy is different than a lot of the women, a lot of the Black women that were in South Carolina. And I would always get looked at so funny, right? They'd be like, girl, where you from? You not from around here. I'm like, I'm from Texas, And I just remember being able to feel the enslavement. I just remember being able to feel the ancestors. In Charleston, they have this market. If there are any of y'all in here that are from Charleston, South Carolina, or that have visited or frequented Charleston, South Carolina, in Charleston, South Carolina, there's this marketplace there. And the marketplace is right on the edge of the water. And, legend has it, right? This is the story that they were telling us. Legend has it is that water in that marketplace is exactly where they used to get slaves who just came in, and they would sell them in the marketplace. And in that marketplace in Charleston, South Carolina, is all the original brick. It has all the original brick. And so as I'm walking through this space where now you got white people selling shit, you got Black people selling shit, but the history here says that this is where your ancestors were once being sold. And here's the thing. I know some people may say, no, we were never slaves. I do believe that. But I also believe that there were probably some slaves out here. Charleston, South Carolina, I could believe it. And I know it too. I felt it myself. This is not me telling you what came from a book. This is me visiting those lands, visiting those spaces, and feeling the energy. My junior year in college, again, I went to college in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Charleston, South Carolina is about an hour and some change away. It was Halloween. Some friends and I decided that we were going to go to a haunted house in Charleston, South Carolina. In Charleston, South Carolina, this haunted house was on a plantation. Talk about eerie. Talk about like, ooh, you can just feel it. You can just feel it. Wow. There's so much, family, that we can gain from visiting those sites. Because whether you know it or not, your ancestors are always communicating with you. Right? They communicate to you in different sensations. They communicate to you by showing you some of the same things repetitively over and over and over again. They communicate to you by you hearing some of the same words over and over and over again that relate to whatever it was that was going on within their lives. And yes, Naja, we were very brave, but that's my type of energy. Like, that's the type of stuff that I find. I mean, I find spirituality, obviously, interesting. I didn't know at that time the level of protection I needed to go into these spaces with. Now I do. Now I know you got to go in with protection. You got to have your spirit guides. You got to have your ancestors who you are in relationship with. You got to have certain stones. You got to have a certain mentality in order to go into these spaces. But the point that I'm making is that you can visit your ancestors on a very deep, sentient level by visiting the spaces where they dwelled. By visiting the spaces where they dwelled. And I tell you, it's amazing. Like Dream and I last night in visualization, we were there. Me and him in our minds, having a conversation, seeing the dirt roads, seeing the small church, seeing the trees, seeing the land. We could see everything. Oh my God, it's amazing. And y'all know Keke Palmer has a movie coming out called Alice. Have y'all saw that commercial yet? Have y'all saw the commercial for Alice? Let me know if y'all seen the commercial for Alice. And yes, ma'am, I was definitely protected, no doubt. No doubt. Who's seen the commercial for Alice? If you haven't seen it, y'all need to go check that out. In the trailer for the movie Alice, let me tell you how dope this shit is and how much they be trying to show us what it is. Alice, like Alice in Wonderland, Alice. When we get off of here, go watch it on YouTube. But I'm gonna tell you about it right now. In the trailer for the movie Alice that Keke Palmer is going to be in, first of all, Keke Palmer is clearly getting to her bag. It is clearly her time. She is going to be in Nope by Jordan Peele, and then she's doing this movie Alice. She's co-starring with Common. And in this movie, she's a slave. And she finally decides that she's going to break free from the slavery. She's going to be a runaway slave. Do y'all know she runs through those woods, like those woods I saw in South Carolina, like those woods I saw in Crockett, Texas, like those woods we see as we are on these roads every day. She runs through the woods because she's trying to get free. She runs out into a paved road and almost gets hit by an 18-wheeler. Common, the rapper Common, is the person driving the 18-wheeler. He stops the 18-wheeler. Of course, he doesn't hit her. He gets her into his 18-wheeler and he starts talking to her like, what's your name? Where are you from? She is confused because she is like, what is this black man doing? Driving this big vehicle? What is going on? Essentially, what happened in the movie, in the trailer, from what I see, I definitely plan on watching the movie. Essentially, what happens is in Georgia, there's this one slave owner that when the slaves were released, he never released his slaves. So he's been keeping his slaves for decades and decades and decades. And now it's 1970 and she runs out in the street. And in the 1970s, this is when the Black Panther Party is popping. This is when the Black liberation, this is when people are this is when Black people are prospering, they're growing, they're expanding, they ain't taking no shit. So this slave gets thrown into this world of Black radicalism. And so Common takes care of her. He educates her. He shows her different books, different magazines and things like that. She takes the little Sealy braids out of her hair. She gets her a fro. She picks it up. And in the movie, they show her, in the trailer, they show her going back to that slave owner's house, going back to that plantation, and she's going to go and set them free. She's coming with guns. She's coming like, oh no, I'm about to get this. I'm about to get it popping over here. All right. All right. So that's a dope movie. But I say all of that to say, family, your ancestors have so much wisdom that they want to bestow on you. They have so much information, right? There's so much information. And if you would allow yourself to in a sense, experience what they experience, you can tap into a deeper level of understanding of yourself and a deeper level of appreciation for who you are and the life that you're living today. Because you are the person who is setting your ancestors free. Yes, Hathor, that marketplace that's downtown. Been there a couple of times and I done been like, oh, this is wild. Charleston in itself is an energy. And you already know, I talked to you about that before, Hathor. Charleston in itself is a very spiritual place. And we started talking about them backwoods. Right? You absolutely can feel the energy of those slaves there. You can feel something. But y'all, within those backwoods, magic was taking place. And when I say magic was taking place, I'm talking about on varying degrees. Because even for these people in my lineage to still be going to this church and to still be under that spell, that is magic. Like literally, it's creepy. It's creepy how unevolved these people are. It's creepy as hell. Like the pastor, the way he was preaching at that church, we were like, oh, y'all are stuck in like the 17th century or something. Like y'all are really back in the day. Honey, all the meat they was eating. What? They had every part of the pig on the table offering people to eat. Me and Dream was like, there has been no evolution in this space. That is magic in itself. But you are magical within yourself to have been expanded so much from where your family was. Right? I was telling Dream this last night. I was told so many magical stories when I was in college in South Carolina. I was told so many magical stories. Maybe some of y'all, South Carolina, North Carolina, people who grew up in them backwoods, right? Y'all like Bobby Hemmett. Bobby Hemmett say every time he go home, he's traveling interdimensionally. This is what Dream was just talking about yesterday. That interdimensional travel. Okay? These time zones that people get stuck in. But you have the wisdom, you have the fortitude to travel, to jump these timelines, to go backwards and to go forwards for the betterment of your present moment. See, me and Dream were thinking about buying land because we know land is an asset, right? But before you go forward and you decide that you want to buy some land, you need to know what took place on that land. You need to understand the energy of that land, because within that land is information. And so we time traveled. We went back into time so that we can observe the land, so that we can see what was going on, what the ancestors were doing. Right? I would hear stories about South Carolina in the backwoods that there was supposedly this police officer, this black man police officer, who, when he would pull people over at night, supposedly, like, he would turn, and y'all already know, the different terminology for some of these mythical creatures, right? Y'all already know what some of these mythical creatures are. But for some of the friends that I had made in South Carolina, they would tell me stories like their grandmas and their grandpas would tell them of a half man, half horse creature, a black man, right? Supposedly there's this black man that was a police officer from them backwoods, and whenever he would pull people over at night, he would transform into a horse on their ass. Hey, listen, if that's your lineage, right? If that's where you come from, you need to know that. You need to know that. You need to know if that's where you come from. And sometimes you have to revisit the land, whether you go there in person or whether you go there in your mind, using your energy, using your astral body. Crazy. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. Okay? It's truly amazing. So, I say all of that to say, family, you got to connect. You want to know where you come from, because every mother has a mother and every father has a father. And we come from, to even just think about your mother, your grandmother, your grandmother's mother, her mother, her mother, her mother, her mother, her mother. It's amazing. It's literally amazing. And there's so much information that gets transcended down through that cycle, right? You don't have to know them in the human, right? You don't have to know them. I hear this all the time. And this showed up with my grandmother. My grandmother's mother, my great-grandmother, was adopted. So she didn't know who her biological mother and father was. She didn't know who her biological mother and father was, right? She was adopted by a Black family. Her and her brother were both adopted by a Black family. And the oldest picture that we have of them, they're literally standing in front of a cornfield. Like the corn stalks are so high, they're standing in front of it. And that's all my family knows about my great-grandmother's, where she comes from, where her family comes from. They don't know anything because her and her brother were adopted. But for me, with the spiritual insight that I have, I don't have to know names. I don't have to know locations to still be able to identify energy. Okay? So get into it, family. Get into it. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. You are evolved enough. You are conscious enough. You are mature enough within yourself to be able to learn and grow from your ancestors. Again, in this same time travel essence can happen with traveling into the future as well. I just told this to the Patreon family earlier this week. Earlier this week, I had a dream of the future. Okay, I had a dream of the future where all children could read adults' minds. All children could read adults' minds. All your kids, they already know what you're thinking before you even say it. And actually, before you say it, they're calling you out on it. All children can read minds. All children had mental telepathy. That's the future. These kids are coming in with certain gifts, with certain skills. Okay? So you need to be using that ability for you to time travel, right? To affect your present moment. To expand in your present moment. Because when you heal, when you transform, your DNA changes and transforms. And when your DNA changes and transform, your ancestors transform. What did Bobby Hemming say? When the ancestors make the transition, where do they go? They go and live inside of you because you are a universe within yourself. You are a universe within yourself. So you 100%, if you don't know certain ancestors, you can travel internally using your own energy to determine where you come from. Think about the movie Moana. Y'all know I love a kid movie. In the movie Moana, her family hid the information that they were voyagers, that they would get in these boats and they would travel by water and go find different lands. She had to go into the cave in order to be reminded of that. What is the cave? The cave is her subconscious mind. So when she went into that cave, when she went into that darkness, she was able to see everything that her ancestors were. And when she saw everything that her ancestors were, she was reminded of what she was capable of. See, some of y'all are like weary in your spirit and you're like, oh, you self-pity. You got self-pity. You feel bad for yourself. But you need to look at your ancestors and be like, you know what? I don't got time to feel bad for myself because I've come a long, long way. I am the manifestation of my ancestors' wildest dreams. I am that. And so I don't have time to pity myself because I got a mission. I got work to do. You got work to do. So you need to go and visit those ancestors so that you can become more certain of who you are and why you are here and what you are doing. It's a powerful thing, family. Dream and I are in Houston, Texas. Crockett, Texas is 2 hours away from here. And that piece of land that we were on, it's actually 30 minutes away from where my family actually lives because you got to drive 10 miles in some backwoods. So we projected our energy 2 hours and 30 minutes away. We projected our energy 2 hours and 30 minutes away. Hey, and you gotta go in this thing with a certain level. Drop my pencil. You gotta go in this thing with a certain level of confidence within yourself because there are energies that don't want you to time travel, like the show Loki. Y'all have gotten glimpses of the show Loki, or you watched the show Loki. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched a few episodes. And in the show Loki, there were time traveling police. There were police on the time traveling. Like, no, don't visit the past. No, don't visit the future. Okay? So you got to go into these realms with protection as well. Yes. Figure out where your family is from and do that research. You might can't lay your feet on the ground. Like Dream and I, we already went and laid our feet on that ground, so we get it. You might can't do that. You might have to visit in your mind. All right? And that is just as effective. All right? So that's my time. Before I go, there are 5 more spaces available in the Sacred Sister Circle. We already have 15 women who are signed up for the Sacred Sister Circle. There are 5 more spaces available. On Saturday is when I plan on locking the whole thing down 5 more spaces in the Sacred Sister Circle. I got some of my Sacred Sisters in here right now. I already know it. I think I saw Cerise come in. I saw Shay come in. I see Margaret come in. I see y'all already. I see Eileen in this mug. What's up, family? What's up to all of my Sacred Sisters who are here? I love y'all. I see Micah. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And conversations like this is what we're going to be having in the Sacred Sister Circle, except it ain't just going to be me talking and reading messages. We're going to be on Zoom having the conversation, talking about our experiences, because I want to hear about your experience. I want to hear about your experience. So we got 5 more spaces left in the Sacred Sister Circle. Jump on in there. If you have questions about it, just shoot me an email and I'll be more than happy to respond to that email. Also, if you don't know, now you know, we are doing the Master Student Conference, right? The 666 conference, meaning 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, talking about melanin, talking about the technology of the gods. That is taking place in Atlanta on June 6th. That is taking place in Atlanta on June 6th. So y'all get ready. If you are in South Carolina or North Carolina or even Florida, you need to be making your way to Atlanta. It's just a hop, skip, and away. I know, because I used to be in those parts. Hop in that car, 3-hour drive, 4-hour drive, 2-hour drive. It's worth it. The conference is only going to be between 3 to 5 hours. So you can come down, spend your Monday with us, get back home, get rest, and go to work on Tuesday. All right? Anywho's, I will be seeing y'all soon. All of my Sacred Sister Circle members, we are going to have orientation on this Monday. Tickets go on sale for the Master Student Conference on Saturday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on mentalalchemy.com. Tickets go on sale on Saturday for the Master Student Conference at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So for those of y'all who are in Georgia or South Carolina or North Carolina, that is going to be 12/11 Eastern Standard Time. All right. And then you'll be able to do that on mentalalchemy.com. Don't worry, we're going to keep giving you all of this information. All right. I appreciate y'all spending this Tuesday with me. Tuesday. See, time is always intermingling. I appreciate y'all spending this Thursday with me. The link for the conference, again, will come out on Saturday. All right. It'll come out on Saturday. So y'all get prepared. If you plan on coming in person, get prepared to get that ticket. Get prepared to get that ticket because there are going to be limited seating for in person. All right. So I will see y'all soon. Peace.